Hi guys, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have two home games against Shakhtar in the Champions League and Bilbao in La Liga. The game against Shakhtar determines whether we can qualify for a playoff place or not, and Bilbao currently sat in third place. I think we can catch them, but as you can see, since the change of formation, we have been in phenomenal form. We have won the Super Cup, which is the first time in 7 seasons that Barcelona have won it. So that is a big chance that we've managed to take, with wins against Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid securing that trophy. We did lose our last league game against Sevilla. It's the first time we've played poorly really in this formation, so I'm hopeful that we can recover from that quite quickly going into this game against Shakhtar. In terms of the league table, we're still sat in fourth despite our resurgence of form. If we win today, we will close the gap to Bilbao, but that loss to Sevilla has hurt us quite heavily with 14 points behind Real Madrid. A title challenge is pretty much out of the question, but we need to be strong going into the last part of the season. There's still 17 games to go, but to finish top four, we have got to be pretty much faultless, in my opinion, and fingers crossed we can do so. In terms of the actual Champions League side of things, as you can see, we're set in 24th place. Top 24 qualifies for the playoff, of course. A win here against Shakhtar secures us that playoff place, and I think it'll be very important for us to do so. So going into this game, like I say, it's a massive game for us. Arguably, aside of the trophy we've won, of course, this is probably our biggest game of the season. Our former striker Pinamonti starts for Shakhtar as well. We've got Hedl in goal, Molina, Gelmer, Araujo and Koundé at the back. Seivold, Balde, De Jong, Pedri and De Ketelaere midfield, and Martinez starting up front. We have had Ramos starting the last couple of games. He has been scoring goals, but we are rotating them quite regularly at the moment, as Martinez is also in quite good form. We are keeping some of the older boys for an extra year, but they've all signed contracts for a lot less money than they were on originally. It turns out we're going to be saving around £600,000 a week just by having the players sign contracts for a lot less money than they were on previously. The largest of which was Lautaro Martinez. He was on 350 grand a week. He accepted a further year on his contract for just 200. I say just 200 grand a week in comparison. So we've worked our finances quite well, and as such, with one or two players that we've managed to sell, which we'll go through before the Bilbao game, we are in a position where we might be hopefully signing a new midfielder to bring some youthful exuberance into the side in that central midfield. Because obviously with Seivold and De Jong and De Ketelaere, they're all 30 and above now, and we do need that youthfulness in the side, in my opinion. And straight away we had a throw here, but Shakhtar looked to bring it away, and Pedrinho is moving down this right hand side, but Araujo does well to get in there, and Gelmer clears to Koundé. Back into Araujo. Like I say, it's a massive game. This is a very important one. We managed to beat Lazio thanks to quite a late goal from Gonçalo Ramos. It finished 1-0 in that game, and it was a very big result that we needed. Here's De Ketelaere into Pedri. Moving down this right hand side, good little reverse pass into De Ketelaere again. Now De Jong into Pedri, squares it, and there's Lautaro Martinez with the tap in. He has done so well recently. He bagged a hat trick in one of the games not long ago as well. We have a 1 goal lead here, 10.5 minutes in, and that could be a very important goal in our Champions League campaign. De Ketelaere and De Jong very instrumental with their passes. Pedri playing it first time across goal. Lautaro Martinez with the tap in. And we have our lead. Really good stuff to start the game. Hopefully we can build on that. There are scenarios in which if we lose, obviously we'll be out. But I think if other teams win as well, we could still go out. I'm not entirely sure how it works. A draw would be relying on other results. But I'm hoping that a win would secure us passage. Here's De La Vega, and Pinamonti has made it 1-1 here. Our former striker has put a spanner in the works now, and it's 1-1. 18 minutes gone, and it's quite disappointing in relation to the fact that we started so well. I'm not too sure how that updates with the table at the moment, but we'll have to keep tabs on it for sure. In fact, if I do that, and we'll just put it into there. So at the moment, we're sat in 24th. It's the last qualifying spot. We need a win. Kunde and Araujo exchanging passes. Here's Gelma into Molina. Now Balde. That's a lovely pass, and De Ketelaere is in. And he should be doing better. He should be going across the goalkeeper there, really. And we should be in front. Pedro here with a corner. Looks to whip it in. Goes to the far post. Martinez is there, and I'm not entirely sure who won the header, but Maximiano comfortably making the save in the end. Still, we sit in 24th place. But there are other teams that are lower in the table than us, but they are playing today, so anything could change here. We need to really develop our opportunity. Here's Seivold into Gelmer. Now Molina plays it down the line. Balde making that run. Back into Molina in space. Chance to play it in. It's in by Pedri and it's just wide. Good, well worked opportunity again there. And it remains one apiece. Maximiliano to Estepinian. Now Sudakov. Matvienko. De La Vega. Moving down that left-hand side, trying to bring it in. Here's Pinamonti to Dmitriev. And there's another chance here, and Pedrinho is in for Shakhtar, and it's just wide. That is a big, big chance for them. And we're struggling a little here. And at half-time, we are sat at one apiece. But, I mean, it's been a funny game overall. I think we should be doing a little bit better than we are, for sure. But hopefully in the second half we can just push on a little bit more. Kunde here to De Ketelaere right at the start of the second half. Here's Pedri moving down this right hand side. Chance to put the ball in if he can. Instead he finds Kunde. Now De Jong. Back into Kunde again. De Jong, De Ketelaere. Can someone have a shot please? He tries to and it's ended up being bundled wide. We just tried a little bit too much tippy-tappy there and it just didn't quite work out. Javi Sanchez looking for Pedrinho. Molina does well to get onto it. Now Balde. Molina's gone for the underlap and Gelmer picks it up. Into Araujo. Bit of space for him. Seivold and Araujo exchanging passes. Gelmer with space to work. Again lays it to Araujo. We're focusing on the short passing at the moment and it is good to watch. But at the same time we're not really making any advances. That's a lovely pass from Pedro. De Ketelaire's in and that is an explosive finish from De Ketelaere, and it could be a huge goal in our Champions League qualification chances. We're 2-1 up now, 5 minutes into the second half, and it was very patient across the back, and then we just turned the screw. Pedro with a lovely through ball there. Estepinian wasn't sure whether to stick with his man or try and make the interception. In the end, he did neither, and we have retaken the lead here. We do deserve it, to be fair, looking at the match stats, but we're not safe yet. We're up to 19th place following that goal. With the way things are, if we win, we qualify. Lazio are ahead against Villarreal. That means Lazio are just about scraping themselves into the mix ahead of the Spanish side. Gelmer's just received a yellow card. We're struggling once again a little bit for fitness here. We are going to have to make some substitutions. 20 minutes to go. De Ketelaire's going to come off. We're going to bring Gonçalo Ramos on in there. De Jong's going to come off for Verelst. Balde and Pedri are looking tired as well. Saglin Benny and Gonzalez are going to come on for them. They have been gradually improving in those positions. Gonzalez hasn't had too much game time, but Saglin Benny has improved very, very quickly in that role. Kunde is also struggling, so we're going to bring Tomiyasu on for an opportunity at right back. He's struggled to get into the team recently since he made them big errors in the game against Porto. He's not really played him too much, I'll be honest. But hopefully he can refrain from making any errors in these last 20 minutes. And the fresh legs will keep us ahead and maintain what we already have. Araujo with the header. Pinamonti intercepts. An opportunity maybe for the Italian. It's cleared away. Tomiyasu furthers it clear, but Sudakov picks it up. Dmitriev, good interception from Molina. Now Saglin Benny smashes it over the top, and Lautaro Martinez is in. And it's just about gone in. Maximiano did get a touch onto it, but it only went in off the inside of the post. I mean, it's against our bit of short passing, but Saglin Benny just absolutely battered it. He saw the run from Martinez and he controlled it well. And despite Maximiano's best efforts, it just squeezes in on the inside of the post. And I think we can breathe a little bit easier now as we go into these last 10 minutes. It looks like we are heading in to the playoff round of the Champions League. It's a massive bonus that we're still in the competition. But we have, like I say, aside of the defeat to Sevilla recently in the last game, since changing to this formation, we have looked a much better side, and hopefully that will be set to continue. Martinez with a lovely pass, and there is Verelst, and we're 4-1 up now. Now it's definitely secured. In the end, we've managed to come through the adversity, and we are heading through. It's been a very tough run in this Champions League, especially seeing as though we couldn't seemingly find a way to play that suited the side. We've finally got there with a tactic, like I say, that I used many football manager games ago, and it's a formation I used to love using. And like I say, I've not used it for a long, long time. But my word, has it worked with this Barcelona side? Here's Gonzalo Ramos into Tomiyasu, now Varels, into Seavold, now Araujo, into Gelmer, Varelst again. Over the top here for Gonzalez. Chance to play it into the penalty area. Gonzalez, that is a brilliant run from him, and his shot in the end just over the crossbar. And as we go into added time, as you can see, we're sat in 18th place. We are qualifying for the playoff round, and we have an opportunity to continue our venture in this season's Champions League. Saglin Bene very instrumental coming off the bench, as was Verelst. Really good stuff overall, and we look forward now to the Bilbao game. They beat us 3-0 last time out, Bilbao, and it was an incredibly tough fixture when we were away from home. We are now at home. We're looking a much better team. Hopefully we can reverse that fixture and really give them something to think about. We have got a few days to go until that match, so just bear with me. We'll get through them, and hopefully, like I say, we can carry on with our positive run of form. Okay then, here we go for this big home game in the league. They had a very big beating of us last time out while we were away. Since then, like I say, we have improved our form slightly, but we'll see how we get on. Once we've got through this game, we'll have a little look at the transfer window. We have managed to bring in a player. He is on the bench today. He is struggling for fitness, so he might not play, but we'll see how we go. You can see him there, Kenji Morikawa. I will show you him after the match has taken place, like I say, and we'll just go through some of the transfers. A lot of the business, largely, as I was saying during the Shakhtar game, has been to do with contracts. We've negotiated 5, 6 players' contracts, and like I say, we saved about £600,000 a week in our wage bill. So we've done very good business in that manner. And the players that we've tied down to newer contracts, they are the older lads, but we need that experience in there for the time being. And I think gradually we can start weaning our way off of the older players and relying on them too much and start bringing in this younger talent as we've done during this season so far. But here is Marino early on, and Heddle stands his ground and does well to make the save. Yeah, in terms of the first team squad, we've not managed to really strengthen too much. Olsen has come in, of course, a 21-year-old defender, and Malangu is our backup goalkeeper. He's 22. But other than that, as I was saying, we've really struggled. We've signed a couple of teenagers who I think will end up being able to come into the first team. But Morikawa is 22 years of age, and as I was saying, we'll go through how good he is when we've sorted this match out. But so far, so good. We're sat at 0-0. We've just seen the one opportunity for Bilbao so far, like I say. But so far, quite a good balance. We've had the majority of the ball. We are going to just demand a little bit more, I think, though. We've been a little bit poor so far, but saying that, they've absolutely battered us last time out. So there is certainly positives to take from it so far. But Williams Jr. with a delivery, and there's Vikandi at the far post. He was the man that did all the damage in the previous game with, I think he scored 2 of the goals last time out, if I remember rightly. And so far, we've had quite a few poor performances in the side in this first half. It's not looking ideal, really. Yes, we're controlling possession, but overall during the game, it's been quite poor. And considering how well we played in that European game against Shakhtar last time out, we should be doing a bit better. Balde here with a free kick, plays it into the far post, it's cleared away, Pedri picks it up, switches it to Balde, that's a nice touch into the penalty area, and I'm not entirely sure how he's managed it, but he has squeezed it in, and Javi Lopez, the defender, actually got a touch onto it, and it's been given as an own goal. I'm not entirely sure how that went in, really. I mean, it was cleared there, Pedri picked it up, Balde with a lovely touch to take it past the defender, and it didn't look like the defender did touch it. There was a slight nick. I don't know if it was the defender or the keeper, but an own goal has been given. And we have a lead here. We're already doing better than we did last time out. We've scored a goal. They won 3-0 last time round. And I'll take it so far. I just hope it continues. De Jong here with a free kick. In a reasonably dangerous area, the keeper's positioning looks very good. He's actually hit the crossbar. So not a bad effort at all. 3 yellow cards so far for Bilbao as well. So we're getting the better of them here. Balde struggling a little bit for fitness though. Martinez hasn't done a lot up front either. And we are starting to struggle again. De Jong again. The older legs in the midfield are struggling a little bit with the way that we play, but it has certainly worked since we've changed to this system. Here's Balde into De Jong. Now Tomiyasu. Van Heck. Into De Jong again. Seevold. Van Heck again. De Jong. Balde. This is lovely passing football. De Ketelaere manages to win it back. And Javi Lopez gives it away to Pedri and plays it in. And there's Lautaro Martinez. The defender did get a touch to try and cut it out, but it did still fall for Martinez. We're 2-0 up here. And this is going to be a big result for us. And it's a big confidence boost as well, really. And Javi Lopez with the own goal and the defensive error there. We've managed to latch onto that error and we have our 2-goal advantage. Martinez, he isn't going to miss from that far out. And with 20 minutes to go, we are going to make a couple of changes now. De Jong is going to come off. We're going to bring Verelst in there. We're going to bring our 2 wingers off as well. Saglimbene and Gonzalez are going to come on out wide for Pedri and Balde. De Ketelaere struggling as well. So we're going to bring Gonçalo Ramos on for him. I keep wanting to bring Moricaro on, but I'm not going to. We're going to save that until we have had a look at him in the transfer roundup after this game. We'll bring Molina on for Tomiyasu as well. And that's our 5 changes done, but we have sorted out the fitness concerns there. So that's the main thing. And as you can see in the second half, we've really taken advantage now. Bilbao will grow into it a little bit following our changes, but at 2-0, I'm quite comfortable now. 4 shots on target out of our 8 attempts. We've been a lot more creative, and we're sat 4 points clear of Atletico at the moment. But again, we're not going to catch Real Madrid. They're far too good. And Koundé into Seevold. Now Verelst. Into Koundé. Chance to whip the ball in here on this right-hand side. Still holds on to it. Here's Seevold. Into Verelst. Lautaro Martinez. Saglimbene. That's a lovely F. Oh my word. Saglimbene. What a goal. He's probably been the main one that we signed, of course. The 20-year-old winger come striker. £50 million we spent on him, of course. I did forget about him initially, I must admit. But he has certainly been the kind of player that we want to bring in. And this young talent that we're going to come in, hopefully in the summer, will certainly help our cause to gradually remould this Barcelona team. 3-0, and it is job done. We have officially reversed the fixture as things stand in relation to the scoreline last time out. We lost 3-0 away from home, and we're 3-0 up at home. Gonzalez with the delivery here, and it's cleared away. Ramos picks it up into Gonzalez. A chance to make it 4 maybe here. Whips it into the penalty area, and it's just about cleared away. Molina into Saglimbene. Back into Molina, now Verelst. Lovely pass, Saglimbene, there's the 4th. It's a very well worked goal, and Saglimbene settling in very well on that left wing position at the moment. And we are very much a different team than we were at the start of the season. Looking at this, Saglin Benny with two lovely finishes as well. That was a lovely pass from Verelst in that playmaker role as well in central midfield, and that is two very big wins. And obviously, having changed to this system, we've scored a lot more goals as well, and defensively we've looked better. And from that, our goal difference has really improved as well, which is something that I mentioned a few episodes ago. It was a concern because it can be vital, goal difference, and it is something I like to focus on. But as you can see, we're now sat on 25 positive goal difference, not far behind Bilbao following that 4-0 win that we've just had against them. And we're not far off Villarreal either, to be fair. But we have an advantage over Atletico Madrid, which could potentially be key going into the latter part of the campaign. So I'm not entirely sure where we're going to sit with matches coming up now. Like I say, transfer window is done. We'll just go through that briefly now, and then we'll have a look at the fixtures and see where we're going to come back. And here we go. So we had a few failed transfers, unfortunately. Jordan has been subject to a lot of loan bids. We didn't want him to go. Sanjak came in for £2.5 million at the start of January. This is a deal that we sorted out in the summer. He's only 18 years of age. We signed him when he was 17. And as you can see, he's already tripled his value nearly. I think he's going to be a very good young midfield player. And eventually we will be bringing him into the senior side. But like I say, the big signing was Morikawa, and we've already boosted revenue and shirt sales in Asia because of this signing. He's one of Japan's best players. We've signed him for a release clause fee of £29.5 million, and again, his valuation has already gone up from there. I think he's a really good midfield player. He's got very good physicals. His technique and passing and first touch are very, very good, and his mental attributes are quite exemplary for a central midfielder. His composure, bravery, decision making, his vision as well. He is going to be a good player in that midfield for us going forward into the next few seasons. And in terms of outgoings, I wanted more deals to happen, but it has been a bit difficult. Rob Murphy left on a free transfer to Celta Vigo under-19s. Eric Catala, he was in our B team, so to make sure we got the money from this deal, we moved him to the under-19s. £10.25 million with the option to extend it to 13.75 million. We had bids in for a few other players, but it didn't quite go through in the end. Algarafa actually bid for three of our players, but they only managed to sign Catala. Olafsson was our substitute goalkeeper, the 6'7" giant who we just never give him an opportunity really. I'm quite happy with Malungu as our backup. He went to West Ham for £5 million, and a under-19s goalkeeper Juan went to Toulouse for £750,000. Again, we tried to do another couple of deals in the making of that. It didn't always work out, but that was about it for the transfer window. So I think we've done quite well overall. And as you can see, form is definitely on the up, and hopefully we can have a very strong finish to the campaign. I say that, we're probably only about halfway through the season. Looking at the schedule, we've got Celta Vigo in the Spanish Cup and Real Madrid in La Liga coming up. We've actually got the Champions League playoff round as well. We don't know who we're playing in that as of yet. I think we'll probably come back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll probably come back for Valladolid and Mallorca potentially. I'm tempted to show you the Champions League game, but we'll see how it goes after the first leg. With it being a playoff, we might not be against a strong team, but again, we'll see. If the first leg ends up a close one, we will come back for the second leg and potentially Valladolid. But we'll see where we go from there, and hopefully our Champions League run will potentially continue. So until then, guys, thank you very much for all your support. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. And this is Big Will, signing away.